So recently Jasmine got her first desktop computer along with a 144Hz gaming monitor, which I'll show off in a moment, but first of all, you may notice that this isn't a Dell computer. So why didn't we go with Dell again? Well, let me give you an example. Right now if you went onto Dell's website in Australia and wanted to buy a super high-end computer with say an i7-9700K with an RTX 2080 Super, 32 gigs of RAM and a 2TB SSD and hard drive, the cost would be a whopping $4,898 Australian dollars, which is equivalent to around $3,380 US. If you instead visited MWave.com.au and customized the computer to also have an i7-9700K, 2080 Super and so on, you'd get a computer that's just as powerful, yet you'd get it for over $1,500 cheaper at $3,388, which is about $2,330 US. Do note that Dell ships your computer with the CPU overclocked, but you can still overclock the CPU that comes with the MWave computer yourself, and the MWave computer in this example comes with faster RAM anyway. The only noticeable difference here would be the Alienware case. You can't get the same case with MWave, but instead you get to pick from a bunch of different cases that come in varying sizes to fit your exact needs. Anyway, we unboxed Jasmine's computer, which was built and pre-tested by MWave, and apart from some initial difficulty taking out the Instapacks that were put in to protect the computer during shipment, the unboxing went well and accessing the internals of the computer was easy thanks to the toolless entry. Jasmine's computer has an i5-9600K with an RTX 2060, 16 gigs of RAM and a 2TB SSD. The monitor is a 27-inch Acer KG271UA, which runs at 144Hz or frames if you prefer that term. Anyway, the RGB in the Masterbox Q300P looks pretty cool at daytime and even cooler at night, but sadly my phone isn't the best at recording in low light situations, so you can't really get the full effect in this video. For those wondering, I still personally use the same Alienware Area 51 I got back in 2014, in its original state with no upgrades to the hardware. Jasmine's new computer currently has the worst graphics card in Nvidia's GeForce 20 series, and don't let those words fool you because all the cards in the 20 series are very powerful, even if you do have the worst. As you can see in this table, the weak graphics cards in the 20 series are at the top, and they get more powerful as you go down. The graphics card in my computer is the TITAN Z, which was the best graphics card back in the day of the 700 series, which, yeah, that was quite a few generations ago. Anyway, we decided to put my super old yet powerful for its day TITAN Z graphics card up against Jasmine's entry-level 2060 card in a benchmark using RDR2 on the absolute lowest graphics settings, running at 1080p to see if the best card of the old series could beat the worst card of the new series. For those who don't know, RDR2 was released on PC in November 2019, and it's known to be extremely hard to run at max settings with a decent FPS and resolution, so that's why we set the benchmark to run on the lowest settings. Anyway, my computer struggled along through the whole benchmark, and only achieved a barely acceptable average FPS of 38, but Jasmine's computer found this whole exercise a breeze and achieved almost triple the FPS with an average of 110 frames per second. So now, Jasmine enjoys riding around and customizing horses in 1899 with graphics that make the 2018 My Little Riding Champion game look extremely outdated. Anyway, to finish up this review, I wanted to see if Diana and Jasmine could tell the difference between 60 FPS and 144 FPS. The idea came to me when I originally booted up her computer and moved Windows around the screen to see how much smoother her 144 FPS monitor looked than my 60 FPS monitor. Initially, I was disappointed because I noticed no difference between her monitor and my own, but then, upon going to her monitor settings, I was surprised to realize that her monitor was actually set to 60 FPS by default, and was blown away by how much smoother it looked once I'd switched it to 144 FPS, so obviously I could tell the difference between them, but let's see if Diana and Jasmine can detect the difference in a blind test. I had them leave the room multiple times while I changed or pretended to change the frame rate, and didn't tell them if they were right or wrong until the very end of the test, so let's see how they did. So move that around the screen.
60.
I think so.
60.
100%.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you if you're right or you're wrong. I want you to both to leave the room. I might adjust something, I might not adjust something. You don't know what I'm going to do?
Yep.
Okay, so leave the room, be gone. So do the same thing. Tell me what you think it is.
144.
Move it a bit slower. Yeah, it's 144.
You believe it's 144. Okay, leave the room again. We're doing this 2 more times just to really get the day.
No,
I'll tell you at the end. You'll know at the end. No, I can't tell you now if it's right. Okay, move it around again.
144 again.
Hey, I can't determine unless I do it fast. 144, yep.
So you both think 144. Okay, out of the room. This is the last one now. Okay, come in.
You only saw what happened.
Okay, so move it around and tell me what you think.
I want to say it
144
first.
again. Oh,
Let me say it.
I think it's 144 again.
I think 60.
So you think 60, Jazzy?
Yeah, I think 60.
And do you say 144
No,
or
she was
60?
moving it faster. Let me see. No, I'm thinking 60 actually.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
so you think 60. Okay, so would you like to know the results?
Yep.
You got it right every single time. It was 60, 144, 144, 60. So you got it right all times.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show,
You can notice.
can you notice the difference
in
between...
older people and younger people?
Yeah, but the thing is, this isn't even what it's for. I mean, people don't buy a monitor just so the windows
No,
don't...
no.
It's like, it's for games.
gaming.
Next up, we repeated the test with Fortnite, set to medium settings to ensure her graphics card could run it at 144 FPS. To really put them to the test, I lied and said that the frame rate would be set to either 60 or 144, but secretly, the first time I set the FPS to 30 in an attempt to throw them off. Motion blur was also turned on to ensure that this test was as hard as possible. So let's see how they did.
Guys, this is my name if you want to be friends.
Okay, that's Jazzy's name. Can I just say you don't want to do that, Jazzy? You'll get too many friend requests. Okay, I'm just setting it up now. Move the screen around.
60.
So you believe that's 60. What do you think? Do you think 60 as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely 60.
So you think that's 60. Okay. You think you'll get lots of friend requests, do you?
Yeah.
She's full of herself,
And
isn't
look.
she?
I got a victory number.
Yes. Showing off.
This looks even lower than 60.
You think it looks lower than 60?
It's awful.
Yeah, so initially they think it's running at 60 FPS, but Jasmine soon realises that it seems even lower, and as much as I wanted to congratulate her here, I had to keep my mouth sealed until the very end of the test.
Yeah, she's got a weapon. Go and hide somewhere so that Philip
I'm
can
not a
change
hider.
it. No, you're generally not a hider. She's the type of person in Fortnite that just runs
Oh,
to
yeah,
the people and gets 2 in 1 hit.
Okay, it's just been modified, so move around and have a little look. What you think?
144.
So what are you thinking?
I think it's a bit smoother too. Oh.
So you think it's
You
144?
know what? I'm unsure.
Okay, but you were pretty certain before that it
I
was
was
choppy.
certain before, but
I think it's 144.
Okay, you think 144. So Jazzy thinks 144, and you think what?
Mum!
You just clicked.
You just wasted some of my bullets. I need to draw attention. I'm gonna have to kill that person now. Just click.
I think it is 144, but I'm not 100%.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, both of you
Do it
leave.
now.
Okay, this is the last one now. Tell me what the frame rate
Don't draw
is.
any more attention. I still think it's 144.
So Jazzy still thinks it's 144. I haven't changed it. Does it feel smooth or what?
It does actually feel smooth now looking at it. Maybe it is still 144.
Do you want to know the answer now?
Yeah.
The first time you both said 60, then Jazzy said it actually feels less than 60. She was right. I had it at 30 the first time you were playing it. So that's why it felt quite choppy, because it was running at 30.
See, I was right.
Okay.
So she actually got, I didn't even
That's
say
amazing.
it. You know, I didn't even say I was going to set it at 30.
No.
I just said it's going to be 60 or 144. And she said,
Whereas I
it feels
trusted
less.
you,
Yeah, you trusted
your
me.
honesty.
Yeah.
And so therefore I was comparing the other one to this. And
Yeah, exactly. So Jazzy was right at the beginning. She got that right. The next one you both said, oh, it's 144 now. I actually
But
bumped
it
it up
was
to
60.
60. But you noticed it was smoother.
I noticed a difference.
And then this time it was 144, so I made it even more smoother.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but this you had more trouble noticing.
I did.
But you
because
did in
maybe
the end.
difference between 60 and 144 was a little bit of a hard one for me, but I did
Yeah.
in the end.
I got
Yeah.
80
Yeah, I did say no, it is smoother.
So just some funny thing that happened when Jazzy first got this
There they are.
computer.
Oh,
Okay, here we go. Let's get a kill. Jazzy killed someone.
She wasn't even. She
Yeah.
was
We weren't even properly and I was making lots of
ransacking the place
sound.
trying to look for gold weapons.
Yeah.
And everything.
So in conclusion, this computer from MWave is awesome and much cheaper than buying an equivalent computer from Dell. The 144 FPS is also a noticeable upgrade over the 60 FPS, so if you live in Australia and are considering buying a computer from Dell, definitely check out MWave first at mwave.com.au. The customization options are so much more expansive than what Dell offers, and the price is unbelievably better. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys at the next episode of OSFirstTimer.